We're eager to talk with you about anything that matters. And we don't for a minute ever want you to think that we don't think that the things that you are living, that the issues that you are contemplating, or the situations that you are standing in are not important, because every single one of them is. But we do want this gathering to be a sort of mental, if you want it to be for you, we can't do it for you, but we can intend it in terms of what we are offering. We would like it to be a sort of mental turning point where you decide you're going to start looking forward to what's coming with more enthusiasm as you detach more and more from anything negative about what is. Because you've been sifting through the data of life, and you've been launching these rockets of desire. Whenever you know what you don't want, you, for a moment, know what you do want, even though it's a vibration you haven't practiced, and even though it's a vibration you cannot sustain. You gave birth to it, and the larger part of you can sustain it and does. So when an idea comes to you, no matter how fleeting it is, the larger part of you holds that idea in vibrational frequency. It's like a beam of light that is forever held for you to tune yourself to. And if you care about the way you feel, then you're more likely to find yourself moving closer and closer to the frequency of it until it will breathe life into you in the same way that the rocket of desire that you launched breathed life into us. This conversation, this interaction, and this has been a conversation even though Esther's is the only voice you have heard. In other words, Esther is allowing us to demonstrate our vibrational knowledge through her voice. But you are demonstrating your vibrational knowledge through your thoughts. So we have been having a very valid, real, important conversation. Whether you are among the few hundred sitting in this room, or whether you are among those out in cyberland who are tuning in. This live broadcast, this worldwide live broadcast, the lives that you have been living, the contemplation that you've been offering, the words that you've just heard now, have caused an expansion of this universe, because this conversation has never been before until all of the universe. We don't come forth to express to you because your lives are broken and need to be fixed, because they aren't. We do not come forth because there is something that you are doing wrong that you need to correct in order to live the life in the way that you intended it to be. Nothing like that is going on. We come forth because you are the creator of your own reality, and most of you don't really know it and aren't really understanding how that is so. And until you get that life has caused you to ask for things that you're not a vibrational match to, and until you figure out how to now be a vibrational match for the things that you've been asking for, you can't complete the cycle of life thought by thought that you've been wanting. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. There is nothing off limits. We call it the hot seat, but it really isn't all that hot. Don't worry about the way it unfolds. It is our promise to you it will be perfect. And we say happily for ourselves that every question that we've posed here today will be answered and demonstrated by the conversation that we now have. Your life experience is about to give life to all of these words that you have just heard. And oh boy, what's coming for you in the next days and weeks and months is going to amplify this new knowledge that you are gathering up in these words, in this conversation. It's going to be a high-flying good next year. So how do you know when you are a vibrational match to what is wanted? You feel great. You have clear mind. You feel enthusiasm. How do you know when you're opposing it? You don't feel so good. When you feel anger, you're not a match. When you feel defensive, you're not a match. When you feel bored, you're not a match. When you feel exhilaration, really a good match. When you feel love or appreciation, really good match. When you feel interest in something, you're a really good match, you see. So how is it that your emotions are such clear indicators, such clear, always accurate indicators? Because your emotions, like all of your senses, indicate the vibrational relationship between who you really are and what you've been asking for, and what your habit of thought, well, that's not really fair, what your in this moment thought, which may not be your habit. You might have just stumbled on it just now. You might be testing out that habit of thought. You might have heard it. Someone might have said it. You might be repeating it. But for the most part, you're not coming up with new resistant thoughts. You've been carrying them around for a while. And the reason that you don't give them up easily is because you've been carrying them around for a while. So they've been your point of attraction for a while, So law of attraction's been giving you evidence of them for a while. So you have proven the validity of them to yourself. So you believe that it is real and you believe that it is true. So you keep repeating it. Because after all, you want to be truthful. Not. You don't want to be truthful about things not wanted. Esther argued with us in the beginning about that quite a bit. But Abraham, it's true. It's true. I'm only speaking the facts. I'm only speaking what is true. And we say there are a lot of true things that resonate with what you want. Focus on those true things. Because anything you focus upon, and this is the big words of the day, anything you focus upon, you will make your truth. Law of attraction will help you. Anything that you focus upon becomes your truth. So you just got to ask yourself, is this a truth I want to manifest? Is this a truth that I want to activate in my vibration? And the reason that we start there is because we want you to understand what the truth of your being really is. You were source energy before you came into this physical body, and the larger part of you still is that source energy being. And when you focus upon something that makes you feel fearful or angry or hateful, then you've activated within yourself something that is not active within the source within you. And that's why it feels so off. The feeling of hatred or the feeling of meanness or the feeling of defensiveness or the feeling of fear, any of those negative emotions simply means, it's important, but it's simple. It simply means that what you're thinking about and how you're thinking about it is a differing opinion of how source within you is thinking about the same thing. Which leads us to a really important premise that most of you are not completely aware of, that we are completely aware of, that we would like you to be completely aware of. And that is the source within you, your inner being, that which man wants to call God, is focused with you in every moment and offering an opinion about what you are focused upon. So when you hate that guy and you feel awful in your hatred, it's because source loves that guy. And we know you think source is misguided. If source really knew the details, let me give you more details, source. I would like to tell you specifically why I feel justified in this. I am justified in this because I feel justified in this because I feel justified in this because it is something that I do not want. And I've come to believe that if I push hard enough against unwanted things, that in my pushing against unwanted things, I will obliterate them. And as I obliterate the unwanted things, in their absence, I will be left with something that I want. We want you to know that this is an environment of well-being, and that well-being is available to you at all times, that there is not a moment in time that well-being is not available to you. You just need to relax and allow the well-being that is available in every moment to wash around you, to flow to you and through you, to sustain you, to uplift you, to provide for you. Because well-being is the balance of this universe. And if in any moment you are experiencing something less than well-being, it only means that there's something going on in your thought process, and it didn't start just now, it's been going on. Something going on in your thought process that has you temporarily, and that is really a key word, temporarily pinched off from the clarity that is available to you, from the abundance that is available to you, from the well-being that is available to you. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. We want you to know there are a few hundred of you gathered here, and we are so appreciative of your willingness to participate with us in this way, because who you are and how you focus, what you mean, what you request, and therefore what you contribute vibrationally is the essence of what's going on in these gatherings. We said to you in the beginning that this is co-creation at its best, and it is. And we are appreciative that you have come to play with us in this way. We've enjoyed this interaction more than words can explain, and we've been way out there on the leading edge. We want to compliment you on your willingness to sit and listen to us talk incessantly about the laws of the universe and about the emotions that move through you. We know for sure that as a result of your willingness to just listen, that your vibration has been moved to a different place than it was before we had this conversation. It only takes 17 seconds of non-diluted focus in order to shift vibration, and you have been giving far more than that. 68 seconds of holding yourself in a vibration of well-being will shift your vibration, your point of attraction, dramatically enough that that grid must fill in and must fill in today. So we're looking forward to the evidence that you will discover of this energy shift that has taken place as a result of this conversation. You could be unaware of law of attraction. You could have never heard of Abraham or the teachings of Abraham. You could not be making any effort to focus yourself into the things that you want. And you could live happily ever after, because it is the nature of this time-space reality that you live within. In other words, you don't need to know this in order to live well, nor do the people around you. But you are deliberate creators. And there is nothing more exhilarating for deliberate creators than to get your thoughts around what you can specifically do, how you can specifically mold the energy in order to get the results that you want. Because creators want to explore and decide and define the newness that you're reaching for. And then deliberate creators want to find a way of vibrationally allowing that which you've asked for. And nothing is more delicious than then allowing the universe to surprise and delight you in all of the ways that it will. It is our desire that as this grid fills in, and it will, it is our promise to you, that as it fills in, that you take note of the important part that you play in this deciphering process. We want you to feel happy about who you are, and pleased that you have come to decide and to ask anew. We want you to feel the appreciation that Source feels for you in the part that you play here. If it were not for you out here on this leading edge, thought would not move beyond that which it is. That's big. If it were not for you participating with one another, you would not be creating vortexes that would be the nucleus or the starting place of the generations that are being born. If it were not for your willingness to explore the contrast and reach toward that which is new, there would be no expansion of the universe. In other words, the part you play is important. But not one of you said, I will sacrifice my joy to play this important role. Not one of you said that. And when you get back to the basics of caring about how you feel and reaching for these general feelings of well-being, you will be rewarded as you have intended to be with the manifestations that you have carved out of this time-space reality. Yes, of course, future generations are going to benefit mightily by your participation here and now. But you are supposed to benefit too, and now. And there is no joy that is greater for us to experience than your conscious acknowledgement of your alignment with that which is us. When you feel that joy radiating through you, we want you to know that what you've discovered is a path to the momentum of the joy that we all feel for you. And when you get there, stop and revel in that just a little bit and acknowledge the good job you've done of getting out of the way and allowing the joy that is natural to you. We spoke a lot of words here today, and you heard almost all of them. We moved a lot of energy here today, and you felt a lot of it. The energy moved significantly here today. It might be leaving you feeling a little like you've had a workout. But what's coming in the next few days, watch for it. It is our promise that it will be evident to you. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain stubbornly, joyously, expectantly, decidedly, emphatically, determinedly in the vortex.